I can't see myself. Right. So today we'll be talking about Crown Resort and Park Estates located in Karsana, which happens to be Gwarinpa Extension, Abuja. Now, this estate was launched last year, September, and this estate is selling out fast. So I am going to answer the top 5 questions buyers has been asking me about this estate. So if you stick around till the end, you are going to get answers to those questions. And it's also interesting to know that the price is increasing on the 1st of March. That is in 2 weeks to come. And if you've been looking to buy land in Abuja, you because what I'm Crown Resort and Park Estate Karsana. A quick information about me. I am Chiwendu Mirabel. I'm a real estate consultant based in Abuja, and my service areas are Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. So what I do basically is I help um, individuals, investors, both Nigerians living abroad and those here in Nigeria, to houses. So I help them buy land and houses without getting scammed. So as the property you are buying is safe from any form of government acquisition, any encumbrances, and all the rest. And I've helped hundreds of individuals to get genuine and profitable real estate investments. That's just a little about me. So let's just talk about those 5 key questions buyers has been asking me about Crown Resort and Park Estates. Number one is location. Crown Resort and Park Estate is located in Karsana. Karsana East to be precise. Now, before now, Karsana was a bit quiet. In fact, Karsana has been quiet for long, especially for those who know Abuja too well. Until last year, ending of 2024, commissioned that there is a project, a government project, precisely federal housing project. It is called Renewed Housing, Renewed Hope City. It's about 3,112 units. So that was what brought Karsana to the limelight, or brought it out. So a lot started happening. Then it was also said that there's going to be a 10-kilometer access road that will also be constructed in Karsana. That was one of the things that made it become something people started talking about. Then before you know it, last year, nothing still was happening, at least earlier last year, until when Wike came and flagged off the road construction. Now, this road construction was what opened up everything. People that have owned property there now started going back to go and start developing their property. And that's where Crown Resort and Park Estate comes in. Because Crown Resort and Park Estate happens to be on the road, like it's just on the road that was commissioned, which is ongoing construction is happening in. That is one thing that makes it. So the location is strategic. Another thing is that the estate in question, Crown Resort and Park Estate, is few minutes to Gwarinpa, few minutes to Katampe Extension, few minutes to Jahi. Is about 14 minutes to city center, and give it 15 to 20 minutes if we put traffic and everything together to get to the airport. And this same road now linked you to, if you are going to the access road that is being constructed, if you are going, that is one of the things that brought Karsana up. So that road construction. So the location, one reason. So if you are buying because if you want to know why you should even buy there, the location is the key reason why you should buy at Crown Resort and Park, because it's strategic. So this is not just saying it's strategic because it's strategic. All right. In some of my why buying Karsana now is very is an advantage to you. So you can check out so that you also get to watch. So that's one thing. So we say it gives you quick access. The place is developing fast. A lot is happening. And you know what happens when government turns attention to an area? It brings about development, fast development, and then the properties in those areas grows fast. That is the price skyrocket, and that's what Karsana is witness. I would love to answer here is capital appreciation. Now, this estate I'm talking about, Crown Resort and Park Estate, was selling or sold. It sold at, let me say, the 250 square meter last year was selling at 10 million naira, right? It sold at 10 million naira. That was September last year. But today, that 250 square meter, if I should do my maths very all right. So from September down to this February is actually, it's not up to 6 months. And because it's not up to 6 months, no, let's say an investor who invested there in September has already, so an investor who invested in Crown Resort and Park Estate, Karsana Abuja last September is seeing 50% increment. That is 50% capital appreciation. And for those who bought the 500 square meter that sold at 20 million naira, today that same 500 square meter is selling at 40 million naira. So that's about 50%. And then you invested in a place last year, and within a space of 4 to 5 months, you're already getting 50% of your investment. That's a good deal for you. And that is why those who are still thinking if they should come invest, if they should come buy at Crown Resort and Park and Resort and Park Estate, Karsana, should not wait to witness a massive capital appreciation. Looking at what we've witnessed within the space of 5 months. So imagine what happens when the road is fully constructed, fully finished, and people start moving in. Those who have estate there are already started building. So it's going to be a massive capital appreciation. So that's another reason, and that's the question I want to answer this evening. So we've answered two questions. We've answered the question on location. We said it's a prime location, it's strategic. That's the first one we looked at. That's the first one. The appreciation or the gain, let me put it that way, the profit those who invested last year have seen is something that should encourage every other investor, every other land buyer, any other individual looking to buy land in Karsana, Abuja. Or even if you don't have Karsana in mind right now, come and buy in Karsana. Buy in Karsana because it's going to be a massive capital appreciation for you. And trust me, you are not going to regret it. So the second question we want to answer, the third question rather, that I will be answering on this section is we want to look at so we want to look at the title documentation. So we want to look at the title documentation. So this is where we are. Title documentation. It will interest you to know that it's you a guarantee safe investment. Why do I say that? Because it has an FCDA C of O. We already have development control, and we even did a legal search on the property before we even acquired it. So there is no encumbrances, there is no litigation on our property there in Karsana East, Abuja. That then when you now buy as an investor, as an individual, if you buy from us, we are sure to give you all the needed documents that makes your investment safe, that will give you peace of mind, that you can buy today, even in the next 100 years to come. Let me put it that way. So even in the next 100 years to come, you are sure that there won't be anything as your property being demolished. There won't be anything like saying that your land is being taken over. Sorry, I have to check. I don't know if I'm that your property is being taken over, right? So that's because it has FCDA mouth right. Okay, so you have nothing to worry about. And then when you buy from us, we are sure to give you we'll give you, of course, you get your receipt for every payment you make. So whatever payment you make today, you get the receipt. Then once you, or what is a contract of sale, or what is called a sales agreement. So it's between you, you look at the terms and condition, and you, you know, then we'll also give you letter of allocation. Of course, if you're buying a 500 square meter, we're going to give you a letter of allocation for it. You also get acceptance of offer, right? So you get building plan approval. So you, or guideline. So we have to give you, okay, this is how you are going to develop your property. This is how you are going to do this. So this ensures that there's quality control. That's it. So that's one of the things. And then you also get a deed of assignment. Of course, it shows that there's been a transfer from us to you. Then you only get a survey plan, which shows the measurements of the land you've got, the bearings, and then you get a power of attorney. So these are documents you get, and this ensures that your investment with us is safe. And that's why you should buy at Karsana. You should buy at our estate at Crown Resort and Park Estate. All right. So we've talked about this title documentation. I've mentioned it's FCDA approved. It has C of O. We did a legal search. We have permission to start development from the development control. Today, I went to site for inspection with one of my prospects. So one of the things she said, she likes the place. I have a video of it, but I can't display it. And maybe one of my videos, my YouTube short, I will show it. So she said she likes the place, right? But she told me that her problem is only payment. And I was like, why is your problem payment? She said, because she knows that most times when you go to acquire a land, that what people do is that, so, and if you don't meet up with that sum, it's either they take the land away from you, or that even when, so my network will go. Okay, so she said that her problem is payment because she noticed that most times she'll be required to make a payment, and if she doesn't meet up, that she doesn't know that sometimes they take it all away from you. So I have to try to calm her down. I what's going on? Which network am I using now? Is it my network? Let me see. So she said, so I now have to try to calm her down. So she said, I told her that okay, what we do here is different in the sense that we accept 50% initial deposit. She was asking me 50. So if she wants to buy 250 square meter, does that mean she'll have to pay 10 million naira at the center? I said yes, that's what 50% means. But anything can be negotiated. So I told her you can negotiate with us. We might at least collect something a little bit lower than 50%, but normally we accept 50% initial deposit. And then when it comes to the remaining balance, you can spread it over 6 months, rather over 3 months, right? She said, 3 months is too close. Oh, that he said that 3 million is not easy to come by, right? So that is so that 3 million is not even easy to come by in 3 weeks. But we're not talking about 10 million in 3 months, that it will not work. I thought that it's fine. It's something that we can talk about. So once we get to the office, I will negotiate further for you. So we make it easy. And the interesting part is that when you do a 50% initial deposit, the remaining 50% you can pay it within 3 months with no interest at all. So we are not charging you any interest on the remaining 50%. So you can pay it no interest at all. So that's one of the reasons why buying here now is something you shouldn't miss at all. So then we also have to answer this particular question. We want to see, this is very important because I was at the site yesterday. Yesterday, that's Friday. Then I had a client who wanted to buy a 1,000 square meter for hotel. By the way, well, I just want to mention that we also have commercial plots. So if you are looking to buy for, let's say you want to buy to build any commercial space, you want to buy to build a hotel, you want to buy to build a school, you want to buy to build a hospital, we have it available, right? So we don't just have residential. Yeah, we have more of residential, but you can equally get commercial plots here. And I think this place will make a very good space for those who wants to do commercial space, who want to build commercial properties, those who wants to build um, schools, hospital, hotel, and the rest, because it's strategic. It's just by the road. That is it. So as I was saying, I was at the site. So he was discussing with my boss, or the MD. I call him my boss sometimes. All right. So he was discussing with him. So he was not asking him what's the price for. Sorry, I need to check everything. So he was not asking what's the price for our 1,000 square meter. That's for the commercial use. So the MD told him that our 1,000 square meter for the commercial use is selling at 160 million. So my client was like, how come? Just now. He said yes. That's to show you how fast the place has appreciated. So then while we were still talking, the MD now mentioned that this place that we're even selling at 20 million naira for 250 square meter, that by 1st of March, that it will be selling at, for our 250 square meter, it will now be selling at 30 million naira. So starting from 1st of March, we expect the 250 square meter to be selling at 30 million naira. So that is to say we are going to have a price increase from 1st of March. So for those who want to buy, they have from now till that's 2 weeks, in less than 2 weeks, or 2 weeks away, to buy at the current rate. So 250 square meter will be selling at 30 million naira. Then our 350 will sell at 42 million naira. Our 500 square meter will sell at 60 million naira, and the 1,000 square meter sells at 120 million naira. I just want to confirm that that figure there is correct. Give me a minute. I want to make sure that it's correct. That's for the 350 square meters. Yeah, I'm correct. So the 350 square meter will be selling at 42 million naira. So it's either you buy now, do your 50% initial deposit, or you come back on the 1st of March and buy at an additional 10 million naira. So when you buy now, you'll be saving a whopping sum of 10 million naira. If you are interested in the 1,000 square meters, if you buy now, you'll be saving 1,000 square meters is currently selling at 80 million naira. So if you buy now, you'll be saving 40 million naira, right? So, and the deadline is February. The deadline is February 28th. So you save your 10 million naira by acting now. That is by locking up either a 1,000 square meter, 500, depending on your lot size or the plot size you want to go for, so that you'll be able to save more. So that's about about the price increase. Remember, it will be increased on the 1st of March. So if you fail to buy today, you will be losing money, let me put it that way. And then for those who have already bought before now, let me still refer back to those who bought in September. So let's say I bought 500 square meters in September, 20 million naira. By 1st of March, the same 500 square meter is now selling at 60 million naira. That's about 40%. That's about 40 million naira gain on the investment I made with 20 million naira. And that's the good thing about property. And that's another good thing when development is moving to an area. It makes whatever thing you invest in that area, it brings appreciation. So the level of appreciation in such areas are usually to another level. So if you buy now, you'll be saving a whopping sum of 40 million naira for the 1,000 square meter. And then for a 250, you'll be saving 10 million naira. And that goes to every other plot we have there at Grand Resort and Park Estate, Karsana, Abuja. Right? Good. So what you have to do now is to call me on the number displaying on the screen. Then another thing I also want to talk about briefly is to also let you the kind of building. We have different prototypes that suits different plot sizes, and they are all modern buildings. So they are buildings that you will love, right? So that's to say that if you are buying, you are going to build something even you yourself will be proud of. Right? Good. So I've talked about the pricing, I've talked about capital appreciation. I've equally talked about the location, that is a prime location, That's one reason you shouldn't miss our current result and package state. I talked about capital appreciation, over 50% appreciation in in less than less than 6 months. And of course, by March, they will see more capital appreciation. I've already talked about documentation is FCDA C of O. And then we also looked at pricing. The payment plan is flexible, no interest. Do your 50% initial deposit and you spread the remaining over 3 months. I want to check. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So, and then remember, you have to buy now, because buying now means you'll be saving huge. But if you don't buy now, you'll be spending more, because by 1st of March, the price increases, right? So, and if you have any question, you can ask, you can drop it on the comments. You can also tell us where you are watching from. Whatever question you have, you do well to ask us. Let's give you some minutes. So remember, Crown Resort and Park, Karsana, Abuja. It's located it's located strategically. That is to say, it's in a prime location. You do 50%. We've seen over 50% capital appreciation, and then you can pay initial deposits 50%, spread the remaining over 3 months with no interest. We also talk of the fact that it has capital appreciation. It has FCDA C of O. Right. So do well to call the number you see on the screen to book your site inspection and also get to see what the site look like, and then you also secure your plots by making the first initial deposit to lock in the price now before the 1st of March. Remember, 50% capital appreciation has already been witnessed by those who bought in September. And trust me, if you buy today, you also see a capital appreciation on your investment, on your plot on the 1st of March. So call me on the number displaying on the screen, send me a DM, even on in the description. My number is also there. Displaying on the screen too is also my number. So you can feel free to call me, send me a DM. I'm available to take you for site inspection. I'm available to answer all your questions so that you can make this decision now before you regret it.